Hello everybody, it's me, Blackstar Chan X3, aka Marshall. So I've had this Animal Crossing manga around for a while, the New Horizons one, called, let's see, Animal Crossing New Horizon Desert Island Diary. Story and art by Kokonasu Rumba. How awesome. And I've had it around for a while, and I've thought to myself, I definitely want to make a video on it. The only problem is that, it's a very short manga. It's like one of the shortest manga I own. I think even the Kirby manga is longer, and it doesn't help that the runtime is like half the book, because the other half of the book is like filled with ads, basically. So, like, the basic plot is that, it's the same as the game, if you've ever played Animal Crossing, which because of lockdown I know you have, or at least a lot of you have. So these 4 villagers move on to this deserted island, and Tom Nook, tries to scam these and that doesn't work because they are walking disaster children. It's like a slice of life manga, just on a desert island with 4 crazy little guys. So they kind of just do crazy shit. And it's like, the whole vibe of this manga is like, oh yeah, they're just kind of doing crazy stuff all the time. Let's see, what did they do? So they try to figure out how to do DIYs, and that fails. And they fuck up the ecosystem while trying to live there because they just can't figure it out, and they assumed they were gonna have like a hotel and all these nice amenities. As for the characters, this is like a very chill manga, but we got, let's see their names. We got Kuroyuki, and he's the protagonist. He really likes to eat things, and that's like the only character trait I ever got out of him. We got Ben, and he's like this nerd type character, but he's also really, really dumb. And then we got Hime Poyo, which is like my favorite character because she's just a little disaster. She is like this little fairy tale princess girl, and everyone just falls over themselves trying to help her. She's basically Misa Amane from Death Note. And then we got Gu-chan, and this dude is just constantly sleeping, and I think his name is a Japanese joke, because Gu is like, from what I remember, that's like the sound that the old man in Hamtaro Ham Heartbreak made when he like fell asleep. Like, that might be a Japanese joke. So like, Tom Nook tries to scam these dudes on the being in like living on this deserted island, and they just end up kind of throwing an Uno reverse card right at his face and being the actual like most annoying little bastards. Hime Poyo is like probably my favorite just because like she's got the wackiest gags. Like, there's this one bit where Tom Nook's just screaming, "When did Timmy and Tommy become your servants?" That bit made me laugh because it's like, Timmy and Tommy don't really seem to have like, this is definitely like not a character focused manga. It's very much like oh my god, literally, it did not surprise me that when in the back of the manga I looked at like to see like some information about the author, and she is a 4-panel mangaka, and I was like, yep, that checks out. Because the humor, I don't know if you've ever read, I only have like the Legend of Zelda 4 Coma comics, which I think is like 4-panel comics. I'm just gonna call them 4 Coma because that's what my brain knows them as. So I only have the Legend of Zelda 4 Comas, and reading those and looking at this, it's like the same humor of like butt humor of like Japanese nudist humor. Which sounds insane, but they're one of the, I'm pretty sure it's the MC, I just said his name and it's already out of my brain. Kuroyuki is literally like a nudist. Dude's constantly like, you know, like the meme, not the meme, you know, like the imagery of like a character will be running around naked and they'll have like a leaf covering their junk. Literally, that's just him perpetually, and it's like, what is wrong with you? What's wrong with you, dude? So like it's very much not character focused. It's more like of showing as many random gags within the world of Animal Crossing as possible, and the pacing is very much like Japanese four koma humor, which is like, if that's your thing, it's very funny, but I can definitely see this like not being everyone's thing. The visuals are also something that might like need you to get used to, because like they're bobbleheads to an extreme. Like, it's very bobbleheady. Like, these chibis have, they have no body, and they must bod. Something I do like is how everyone's favorite cat Raymond shows up, and he's a complete narcissistic tool. There's like a whole chapter of him just being an utter nuisance due to his ego. Damn my hubris. I think overall it reflects gameplay. Overall, I think it reflects gameplay pretty well. But I'm pretty sure like this whole manga is like an ad, which like all manga based on video games, especially children's video games, kind of are, like to a degree. But like this feels like an ad, and not always in a good way. Like I was there's half this manga is literally like just character summaries of characters in the game with like game like assets slapped in. Like, it looks messy and very not great looking, and it's literally half the manga. It's kind of depressing, and it's one of the reasons why I haven't picked up a second copy, is because I'm like, it's already so short, and the price tag is like $9 for those new, and it's like, I'm still kind of mad that it's $9 at all, due to like how slim it is. Like, it's like, did you print it with gold? The mummy dog bit was very entertaining. A lot of these plots actually remind me of like 10-minute cartoon plots, or like a lot of like the chapters could just be full 10-minute cartoons. It would be very entertaining. Isabelle is like the only character who I like noticed that she wasn't here. Like, Blathers gets a chapter, and, you know, Tom Nook is existing throughout the whole thing. Timmy and Tommy just kind of are background characters, but that's fine. But, like, Isabelle's, like, a big character in New Horizons, and she's just, like, non-existent. And I forget whether or not she's there the whole time, but I thought she was. I didn't think she only came after the island, like, beefs up a little, but I might be wrong. Because, like, the timeline seems to take place in the very early hours of gameplay, which makes sense, because these children are, like, perpetually distracted. They're, like, never doing any island maintenance. Like, they boosted up the museum, and that's, like, all they've done. And they've ruined the ecosystem, and they've messed shit up because they're little nightmare children. But, yeah, those are, like, the rambly thoughts of a madman about this Animal Crossing manga. I wish I had more to say about it, but, like, it's so short. I really like, actually, so something else to mention is that I really like the art style. Like I mentioned before, it was, like, super chibi, but it's, like, really appealing, too, with how, like, expressive and crazy they are. Like, oh my god, there's this guy named, I think his name's Ron or Ram or something like that. Oh, his name's Don. Okay, so it's, like, this sheep guy, and he's, like, a character I know everyone freaking hates. Like, for some reason, he's, like, one of those villagers that, like, people are like, no, not Don, because he's, like, a clown sheep. And, like, there's a whole chapter about him being stupid, but, like, the art style is so expressive and crazy, and, like, they really go, like, off-model in a lot of shots. Like, on-model doesn't exist in this manga. Raymond's head gets so big, probably because he's big-headed. And, like, the gags, they're just insane, because the art style is able to, like, stretch it to, like, insane degrees. Like, their expressions are insane. Like, I think the only other, like, manga I can compare this to is, like, I know the Pokemon manga can get this crazy sometimes, but, like, not, like, it's close. But I'm pretty sure, like, the 4-koma battle gag comics that I have of Zelda are, like, up there in terms of, like, oh yeah, this is, like, breaking the facial structure. The Wisp chapter was, like, it was a thing. Like, that leads into, like, the dog, the mummy dog bit, but, like, Wisp himself is such a non-character. It's like, dear God, dude, you've seen better days. But yeah, those are my rambly thoughts about the Animal Crossing New Horizons Desert Island Diary. I don't know if I would recommend this. I feel like if you really, really love Animal Crossing, you'd probably like it. But it, like, might, like, skew your expectations of, like, what you thought it would be. It's definitely, like, for little kids, in my opinion. Like, it's funny, but, like, it's definitely, like, skewed towards, like, when it says all ages, it really means it's for kids. Like, it's way less... It's a manga. But yeah, those are my thoughts. If you've read this manga, please tell me what you think. I feel like I'd be more inclined to recommend it if there was a collector's edition that, like, had just the manga segments and not the weird animal guide bits that really just feels like a giant ad for the video game. Like, if it was just, like, the goofy cartoony segments in, like, a giant collector's edition with, like, all of them, and it was reasonably priced, because I still think, like, this price tag's a bit high, considering how small the manga is and how half of it is an ad. Like, and yeah, I'd recommend it more if there's, like, a collector's edition that comes out anytime soon, or just in general, if there ever is one. But yeah, my thoughts on Animal Crossing New Horizons Diary, Desert Island Diary. And have you read it? Tell me what you think. If you haven't, tell me if you think about getting it, and if this swayed you, hopefully, maybe. We'll see. Bye-bye.